ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यते यत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यान् सहस्रचरणश्रवण त्वगादीन प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। ॐ समस्त देवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रहदेवताभ्यो मत्स्यादिअवतारेभ्यो नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तिदत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीदुर्गालक्ष्मी सरस्वती स्वरूपिणि श्री आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे नमः। मातापितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। आद्य शंकराचार्यवर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण एकादश स्कंधः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपम स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ एकोनविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच फ्रॉम 19th मंत्र। भक्ति योगः पुरैवोक्तः प्रीयमाणाय ते अनघ पुनश्च कथयिष्यामि मद्भक्तेः कारणं परम्। श्रद्धामृतकथायां मे शश्वन्मदनुकीर्तनं परिनिष्ठा च पूजायां स्तुतिभिः स्तवनं मम आदरः परिचर्यायां सर्वाङ्गैरभिवन्दनं मद्भक्तपूजाभ्यधिका सर्वभूतेषु मन्मतिः मदर्थेषु अङ्गचेष्टा च वचसा मद्गुणेरणं मयि अर्पणं च मनसः सर्वकामविवर्जनं मदर्थेऽर्थपरित्यागः भोगस्य च सुखस्य च इष्टं दत्तं हुतं जप्तं मदर्थं यत् व्रतं तपः। एवं धर्मैर्मनुष्याणाम् उद्धव आत्मनिवेदिनां मयि सञ्जायते भक्तिः कोऽन्योऽर्थोऽस्यावशिष्यते। यदात्मन्यर्पितं चित्तं शान्तं सत्त्वोपबृंहितं धर्मं ज्ञानं सवैराग्यम् ऐश्वर्यं चाभिपद्यते। यदर्पितं तद् विकल्पे इन्द्रियैः परिधावते। रजस्वलं चासन्निष्ठं चित्तं विद्धि विपर्ययम्। धर्मो मद्भक्तिकृत् प्रोक्तः ज्ञानं चैकात्म्यदर्शनं गुणेषु असंगो वैराग्यम् ऐश्वर्यं चाणिमादयः। उद्धव उवाच यमः कतिविधः प्रोक्तः नियमो वारिकर्षण कः शमः को दमः कृष्ण का तितिक्षा धृतिः प्रभो किं दानं किं तपः शौर्यं किं सत्यं ऋतम् उच्यते अस्त्यागः किं धनं चेष्टं को यज्ञः का च दक्षिणा पुंसः किं स्विद्बलं श्रीमन् भगो लाभश्च केशव का विद्या ह्रीपरा का श्रीः किं सुखं दुःखमेव च कः पण्डितः कश्च मूर्खः कः पन्था उत्पथश्च कः स्वर्गो नरकः कस्विदो को बन्धुरुत किं गृहं काढ्यको दरिद्रो वा कृपणः कः क ईश्वरः एतान् प्रश्नान् मम ब्रूहि विपरीतांश्च सत्पते। श्रीभगवानुवाच अहिंसा सत्यमस्तेयम् असङ्गो ह्रीरसंशयः आस्तिक्यं ब्रह्मचर्यं च मौनमस्थैर्यमक्षमा भयम् शौचं जपस्तपो होमः श्रद्धातिथ्यं मद्दर्शनं तीर्थाटनं परार्थेह तुष्टिराचार्यसेवनम् एते यमाः सनियमाः उभयोर्द्वादश स्मृताः पुंसामुपासितास्तात यथा कामं दुहन्ति हि ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ श्रीकृष्णा शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम श्रीसूत शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम श्रीव्यास शरणं मम श्रीनारद शरणं मम श्रीकुमार शरणं मम श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्रीविष्णो शरणं मम श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं भङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामामुञ्चदकर्हिषित् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपम् स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ एकोनविंशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच May we all, by the grace of Lord and the Guru, always learn to be alert, aware at every moment about the vrittis of our antakarana, and consciously we change the vrittis of antakarana from those of worldly to those of spiritual. To change that way our thoughts to the Lord divine. That much of devotion to the Lord, desire to gain the Lord, information about the Lord, we must carry in our heart all the time. May we, with our efforts as well as the grace of the Lord and Guru Parampara, carry that information, and be alert to make use of that information to fill all our conscious bosom all the time, only with the divinity, nothing other than the divine. May we continue it till we transcend all the grossnesses, we reach to the subtlemost, the sublime truth. We experience only that truth within and without. Till that happens, and may it happen very soon. May we not get distracted for any reasons. May we be steadfast on this path. May this sankalpa of ours, this pratigna of ours, this prayatna of ours, this prarthana of ours become intense day by day. For that, may all these satsangas help. May we become more sincere, deep, intense in each of our satsanga to see that our understanding and sadhana becomes more and more genuine. Om. Now, in this 19th chapter of 11th Skandha, Bhagavan, having told us about Jnanam, as asked by Uddhavaji, also told us about the karma and its limitations. Then he started explaining to us about the bhakti sadhana, by which we develop that bhakti. That bhakti leads to Shraddha, Shraddha leads to Bhakti, Bhakti Shraddha leads to Sharanagati. At the level of Sharanagati, Aham Mama are totally dissolved, transcended. Then there we experience Bhagavan Vyapta everywhere. Bhagavan as the form you want, Bhagavan also has beyond all the forms, the Nirguna. So, beautiful sadhanas, each of them, 8 of them we saw, maybe little more. What are they? First, Shraddha Amruta Kathayam. May Amruta Kathayam Shraddha. So, every day, at least half an hour, 1 hour, Bhagavan's Katha through various Puranas, the Saguna Sakara Katha and Nirguna Nirakara Katha through Upanishads, we must listen. Second, Shashvat Mad Anukirtanam, whenever possible, and try to make it convenient possible. Let us do the Kirtanam of the Kathas which we have heard or studied. Third, Parinishta cha Pujaya, at least for half an hour, 40 minutes, if possible, 1 hour. Every day we have to do that puja of the Lord with Paritaha Nishtha. That Parinishta means from the first step till the last step. At the end of the last step, we should feel in ourselves and tell to the Lord that, oh Lord, we are not able to continue for various other works, but definitely in the next day's morning, first thing we do is your puja only. And throughout the day, we are eagerly waiting for the next day to come where we do puja to you. And oh Lord, whichever the day we have more time, we do more lengthy or very deeper puja. That's called parinishta. And even if it is possible in the afternoon, evening, wherever opportunity is there, we will do your puja. So this is called pari. Pari means samagra, prema yukta, parinishta cha puja. Hmm? Like we have nishtha in some of the things which we like. Some like exercise, so they do every day. Some like something, each one has their own. We have to have the puja me parinishta. Means I may leave anything, everything, but not the puja which I do every day to my Lord. In all these sadhanas, what helps us is the continuity, consistency first. Then, when we learn that continuity, consistency, how deeply we involve in that is second. Like we learn to be continuous, consistent in our evening, morning classes. So, as much we become deep, intense, so beautiful becomes the doing as well as the benefit out of it. We can so conspicuously see if you take into account or observe any of our classes, morning, evening. because of consistency in our morning class. Telugu, see how many Shanti mantras are learnt, the beauty of them. How many Suktams are learnt, four of them, how wonderful. Now we are seeing the Rudram, that Laghunyasa, how excellent it was. Then we have started Chamakam 2 3 days. See that mantra, first Anuvaka, how nicely filling our heart with Shiva and making us heartily that Shiva Smarana, Shiva Upasana, Shiva Prarthana. See, when you are regular, when you are deeper, that's the benefit. Then every day one of the Shakti series we are studying. See in how many ways we can make ourselves Shaktishali. We are understanding. Then if you will go into those Upanishad series, Ishakena Kata Prashna Mundamandokya, see each of the mantra, each of the bhashya, each of the explanation, logic, examples, all of that we may not remember because that much dharana is not there for us. And we are having our own prarabdha and we have taken up so many other works also as our duties. The heart and chitta intellect are very small, but in that so much of the data of the otherworldliness, that is why this much that much memory we may not have. But then one after the other when we are studying, in us the conviction about the presence of truth and the conviction about knowing the truth alone is liberation. Is that growing or not? Because of our consistency, regularity, and we are trying to see every pada, artha, vakya, artha of the Mula mantra as well as Bhashya. Come to evening class. I am explaining the word Pari. This Bhagavata Mahapurana. You may not remember the first skandha, second, third, fourth, 10th skandha, every shloka again, every of the stories. But then, when we are studying this Bhagavata, Bhagavan is Sarvashaktimatva and his bhaktas who trusted him, who have prayed for him, is he not again and again coming in some or the other avatar or form, is not protecting? No, is it not enhancing in us the faith in the presence of Lord and the necessity of our tuning to Him through devotion and invoke His grace for all our outer duties, inner duties. When we get more deeper and consistent, then we come to a conviction that without Lord, neither my outer activities will happen nor my inner sadhanas. We take always our Lord with us. Once Bhagavan is with us, into that level we have come to, we can see every outer activity is happening so beautifully, dharmic way, systematic way, yielding to all satisfactions and results. Inside also, I know my Bhagavad class is happening because of my Krishna. I know my japa, tapa, puja are happening because of my Krishna, or Rama, whomever you have. So, because of that consistency, we can see we are becoming more expanded, more understood. Now, see that Ramayana class. How wonderful that entire Ramayana story we are seeing. And in that each ghatta, each kanda has so many things to convey to us. Their outer activities, how dynamically Lord was conducting, how he was going through all the odds and difficulties. Inside, how he is strong in his dharma, as well as stamina, his inner convictions to stand on dharma and protect all the Rishi Muni. Is it not? And the characters of all the Vanaradi, Sugrivadi, when we have come after this Kishkinda Kanda, etc., see, being Vanaras, how devoted they are to the Lord. How can't we be? Is not? They have dedicated their life in service of Lord. Now, is it not clicking to us whether we are born as human or Vanara? Consciously, if we serve the Lord and in that service, whether we live long or short, whether we succeed or not, whether we are alive or dead, that life is worthy. Atyanta Kama Bhoga Parayana are these Vanaras, but once they met Lord Rama, their entire Kama Bhoga has become the Rama and Yoga. So for Rama Seva, they are fully involved. See that? Imagine what would be in the minds of every Vanara who are fighting for Lord. Other than service to Bhagavan, they don't have any Dehadadatmya, any other Jiva Bhava, any other attachments to the world. It is all, they're released from all of that. These all Vanaras are like the great tapaswins who are in the ashramas in the jungles where they are encountering and defeating the inner enemies to transcend all the Rakshasas inside and reaching to the Rama Tattva. That's how all the Vanaras. See, every of the text pari when you are going into that. Along with this, your other upasanas, puja, japa, which you are doing. They're adding beauty to our life because of pari and nishtha. And then we started our chanting of Tulsi Ramayana. We didn't know ki kya hoga. Tomorrow it is concluding. Then we'll start the Adhyatma Ramayana from tomorrow. And every Upanishad, you remember or not, Isha, Kena, Kata, Prashna, Mundaka, and in a couple of days, they have tomorrow only Mandukya. Also, we have done Parayana with Bhashya. They all don't go waste. But when they are done with Paritaha, Nishtha, involving into that, the joy is more. Reducing all those the irregularities or disinterests or insincerities for some reason. See, we are all children. I know that. We know that. We are at only very low level. Unconsciously, subconsciously, we have so many reasons for our losing interest, for our discontinuity. But consciously, we have to mature to see that we are able to avoid whatever the obstructions that can be avoided, which are obstructing our flow of continuity. What cannot be avoided, we have to find the alternative. Don't give chance at this level to the mind to overpower us, to make us insincere, discontinuous in our classes. At this level, after 2 years, the Guru and Lord holding on us. I'm telling you true fact, they will no more hold us now. It is over. Now we have to hold them. If you think you have known it, therefore you don't want to listen it, you leave it, then the Maya will enter you. Any reason you use to come out of class or not attending class or being irregular, you are cheating yourself. Because that stage is over in your and my life where he will take charge. Now, in the second stage, when we take charge and become thorough in our study, in our efforts of purifying ourselves, after that is done, maybe in this life or after some more lives, at the next higher level of piercing into deeper meditations or transcending that subtler Maya, that time again for some days, the Lord Guru may take charge and help us. But otherwise, before that, it is ours. It is ours means it is ours. It's my class. It's my Shastra. It is my Adhyatmika Pragati. Sir, it's my involvement. It is my intensity, my sincerity. Is my sadhana for my own redemption or liberation. I have to. Is it not? That all included in Parinishtacha Pujaya. Parinishta understood in all aspects we told Puja may be Paritaha Nishta. It's my Lord. I got this Upadesha of doing puja from my gurus. They gave me with so much of trust and faith in me that I'll be regular and consistent. So I'll not leave. There may be a day where I may fast and don't eat, but I'll not be without even one day lighting the lamp and doing the puja to the Lord in my puja. That is called as Parinishta Puja. Because I tell you, in India, in Hinduism, all Hindavas, they may not be doing lot of study of Shastra, going to satsang, holding on to a guru, deeply involved in meditation. But then, almost maximum of them, even those who appear to be absolutely materialistic, extroverted, money-minded, even they also do one thing to whatever the extent possible, and that one thing alone is protecting them, whether they believe or not. That is having their small or whatever size puja room in their room, house, and doing at least some remembrance of that. Whether it is done by the wife or the husband or the elders parents, कोई भी है, एक जगह है वहाँ जहाँ भगवान को हम रखें. It may be small photo of Hanuman ji. It may be your beloved Guru, it may be Lord Shiva, but you are tuned. That is protecting us from totally falling. Little elaborate aspect of that in a few houses, the blessed houses happen is A proper puja room itself is there, and the owner of the whoever they may be possible, daily are worshipping that Lord. That alone is protecting them from all inner and outer dangers that are there. Not only them, the parents, the children, the wife, whoever are there, जो भी आ रहे जा रहे, सबको एकमात्र चीज रक्षा कर रही है, that is our regular puja. That is necessitating the Lord to come and stay in our house, and once He comes, He cannot but take care of us. उसमें भी निष्ठा and pariniष्ठा, when you add, you can see the difference. And you can look into yourself only. Though in Kali Yuga, of such a baddest of the periods of history, yet we have noble thoughts. Yet we sit for our other sadhanas. Yet we are little honest and loyal. We are hardworking. अरे ये सब कहाँ से आ रहे हैं इस राक्षस युग में? क्योंकि भगवान की कृपा हो रही है. We are intelligent, we are thinking, we are analyzing what is good or bad, what is papa punya, what is bandha moksha. How many are doing batao? No, do you think that Putin is thinking about what is bandha and moksha? What is papa punya? That fellow, one positive thought is my desha, I have to protect. That's the only thing sustaining him. Other than that, he's terrible Hitler type of dictator only. They don't have all this. If they have what, I don't know, maybe why should I suspect, but any example for that matter. So, Parinishtaja Pujayam, we have spent time to know that no day should be without puja to the Lord. And every time when you do, make it more beautiful. Add something special every day. Alankara speciality one day, flower speciality another day, fresh chandanam kunkuma another day, exhaust to abhishek another day, tulsi mala another day, good naivedyam sometimes. Every day that way make it. One day you add some japa, another add some stotra parayana. One day in front of Lord only you read his own story. 10 minutes Bhagavata Parayana or any stuti, Narayana Kavachu, like that. Parinishthata Pujaya. I like this sadhana. Every one of you must. How much or you become Vedanti and do meditation? At least 20-30 minutes, do that. Because when you are spiritually growing truly, doing your sadhana of Swadhyaya Dhyana, unknowingly an ego grows, ahankar. That aham itself becomes obstacle for the realization. And that aham has to be eliminated through devotion while we are engaged in meditation also. This upasana is like when the doctor gives antibiotics, he also gives antihistamines as well as the, what do you say, antacids as well as, what do you call them, the becozules, etc. Why? When the antibiotics are taken, while killing the germs in us, they themselves have the side effects of creating this gastritis, etc. So to sublimate that, he gives that. Is it not? Every doctor will prescribe along with antibiotic at least one tab per day. And in 2 days we report him of this and that, he adds. ये भी ऐड करो थोड़ा सा, जब साहब एंटीबायोटिक गैस बढ़ रहा है तो then add this disease. In the same way, when you are in Vedantic sadhana, it has its side effect unknown of ego. That can be eliminated only by bhakti. Parinishta cha pujaya. Okay? Then we saw yesterday some more. Stutibihi stavanam mama. Can there be any better way of spending time, spending mind and mouth and energy, and reveling in the joy of devotion, other than the hundreds and thousands of stotras that are there? I think 1 year completely after these big shastras are over, some targets are there, no? The Patanjali Yoga Sutra and the Yoga Vasishta, Gita with Bhashyam, even Shiva Purana, one text related to mother. We may do it in 2-3 years. But after that 1 year, कब होगा I don't know. 26 या 27. 1 साल सिर्फ स्तोत्र. सुबह 2 स्तोत्र, शाम को 2 स्तोत्र. Morning the meditational stotras, which we started actually. Some we have done. You know, some stotras we did. The consistency is not there because I'm not getting that encouragement from anyone. Maybe that's the period now going through. And some people are there to inspire to joy, or I have to transcend. Whether some come or not, listen, do your kirtan. Maybe I have to change that way. जो भी हो 1-2 years we will spend in doing all those 1000 स्तोत्र महायज्ञ 1 year 365 दिन सुबह दो शाम को एक सुबह एक शाम को दो अद्भुतम and what a wonderful stotras are there is an ocean only when you enter into that. अरे बाप रे बाप एवरी पुराण हैज गॉट स्तोत्र महाभारत में इतनी स्तुतियां हैं रामायण में इतनी सारी स्तुतियां हैं in every saint has written some or the other stotras. भगवान आदिशंकर के ही आप पढ़ते जाओ तो यू हैव 500-600 स्तोत्रस वही काफी है पूरा जन्म को. हाँ he has written more than 100 श्लोका स्तोत्र also. 100 श्लोकास ऐसे बहुत है. 100 श्लोका मीन्स फॉर आवर स्टडी 20 days it will take. 5 से ज्यादा नहीं कर सकते. What is this? Stutivihi stavanam mama. And in that, feel that joy of recognizing the Lord of that glory and be humbly devotional in chanting that stotra. Any of that stotras. Tomorrow is Shivaratri. Wonderful, no? We did so many stotras. I may forward them to you. Listen. या अपने चैनल में है. What a beautiful. Anyone, Brahma Murari Surarchita Lingam Nirmala Bhasita Shobhita Lingam Janmaja Dukha Vinashaka Lingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam. देखो कर्म योग भक्ति योग अष्टांग योग ध्यान योग all will happen when you chant the stotras. Wonderful. Taste होना चाहिए. That's the thing. If that is there, you can't leave stotras. You're just reveling in them. Every stotra. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallavam Janaki Nayakam Ramachandram Bhaje. When you word that each word, whoever have composed the great saints, they have filled their entire tapasya in those stotras with so much of devotion. They begged the Lord, whoever chant these stotras, oh Lord, give them the same joy which I am getting it. Ratnasanusharasanam rajatadrishrunganiketanam Shinjini-krutapannageshwaram achyutananasayakam Kshipradagdapuratrayam Vanditam Chandrasekharamashraye mama kim karishyati mayyamaha. With all stotras, we should by heart 1 year. Oh, I'm just giving a touch of it, not just reading that Stutivihi stavanam mama. Na, kitna आनंद है इसमें. See that mother, Udyadbhanu Sahasra Koti Sadrusham. Udyadbhanu Sahasra Koti Sadrusham. Keyuraharo Jvalam. Bimboshtim Smitadanta Pankti Ruchiram. Pitambaralam Krutam. Vishnu Brahma Surendra Sevita Padam. Tattva Swarupam Shivam. मीनाक्षीं प्रणतोऽस्मि सन्ततमहं कारुण्यवारां निधि. Wow, any stotra. See that? Namaste Sharade Devi Kashmira Puravasini Tvamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidyadanancha Dehi Me. Namaste Stu Mahamaye Sri Pulpithe Surapujite Shankachakra Gadahaste Mahalakshmi Namostute. Any mother stotra, Ajam Nirvikalpam Nirakaramekam Niranandam Advaita Purnam Param Nirgunam Nirvishesham Niriham Parabrahma Rupam Ganesham. उदाकरात्तमोदकं सदा विमुक्तिसाधकं कलाधरावतं सकं विलासि लोकरक्षकं विलासि लोकरक्षकम् अनायकैकनायकं नो नायक is the nayaka for vinashidevadaitikam natasubhashunashakam. Whoever do the namaskar, all the ashubha of them he destroys. Namamitam vinayakam. This is an ocean of stotras. Thank God that we have such a forgetfulness. The same stotra every day you can study and enjoy. By the way, I shared 2 days back this thought. Again, I'm repeating. आगे पीछे नहीं पता. At the time of doing your sadhana or class or japa or puja, try to intensely involve, try to enjoy. That itself is a great contribution to you, by you to your own sadhana. Like I am doing class. At this moment only, if I intensely involve, that itself a great achievement. आगे पीछे भगवान जाने क्या होगा. Ultimately meditation तो वही है ना. In the present you are in the presence of the Lord to merge in him, to allow him to express. Okay, स्तुतिभिः स्तवनं मम. That is Vishnu Sahasranama. अणुर बृहत् कृश स्थूलः गुणबृहत् निर्गुणः महान् अधृतः सद्धृतः स्वास्य प्राग्वंशः वंशवर्धनः अमानी मानदः मान्यः लोकस्वामी त्रिलोकदृक् सुमेधा मेधजः धन्य सत्यमेधा धराधर. Anything. Lalita Stotra. Oh, wonderful they are there. Ask the Lord to give Mother Saraswati to give them Medha Shakti, Dharana Shakti. So that at least 100 stotras must be known. If not, at least 50. मेरे को तो आते हैं बाबा. I must be knowing at least 50. Thank God, anytime I can spend hours together. अब तक है मेमोरी, बूढ़े होते पता नहीं क्या होगा. Is it not wonderful? स्तुतिभिः स्तवनं मम. And in that, let the Lord be there, light the lamp. See, morning you do pujas. Throughout the day, you serve the Lord in the service of the world. Evening can be this program. The entire family who sat in the morning for the puja by invoking the grace of Lord, conducted their everyday day's activity. In the evening again, sit in front of the Lord. Then looking at the Lord. No other puja required. दीप जलाया, हो सके जरूरत पड़ी, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है तो अगरबत्ती लगाओ. Then do the 2-3 stutis. And doing that, you look at the Lord. Feel that you are doing stuti to him. Feel that he is being invoked. Feel that he is there every time and he is taking care. The Hanuman, just so many stotras. है ना, हनुमत स्तोत्र, राम स्तोत्र. आपदां वार्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहं श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजम् अप्रमेयम्. All this वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले स्तुतिभिः स्तवनं मम. This is how the devotion develops. देखो जब टाइम ही नहीं देते हो तो माइंड कहाँ दोगे. If you don't give time and mind, you are not spiritual at all. You can never be spiritual. More time is given, more depth of the mind is given, more sadhana. And I tell you, all Pashu Pakshi, they have all the bhoga. But are they sadhakas? No. So if a non-sadhaka also Bhagavan is giving bhoga, will he not give us if he wants? And if he want? Every Pashu Pakshi are enjoying in all bhoga. Eating, mating, sleeping. They are all doing all that. वो देना, भगवान तो पशु पक्षियों को दे रहा है. Why will he not give if you want? He will. But what they can't do and we can do, we must do. That is these sadhanas. Is it Yogakshema Mahamya? Why do we worry about all wealth and all? No need. जीने के लिए जो चाहिए वो, कंफर्टेबल होने के लिए जो चाहिए वो तो भगवान दे देंगे. These doubts we have to transcend. Bhagavan gives wealth in advance, imagining that with the comfort, security, we remember him. But we get indulged in that. We forget Lord. Bhagavan takes away wealth from us, imagining that at least he will think about me now. But we defeat Lord there also, and we become busy in earning the wealth, and again there also we forget the Lord. The fact is, whether we have wealth or don't have, still we should be devotee of God first. Wealth or any other things. है या नहीं है, भक्त बनो. भगवान देते हैं लेते हैं सब भक्त बनाने के लिए हमको. हम जो है दे लेते हैं जो भगवान दे रहे हैं, और जो नहीं है उनसे देने वाला कुछ, तब भी इन बोथ टाइम्स वी फॉरगेट गॉड. I am forgetting God, this I must remember. I should not forget the God, this I must remember. Then, having remembered these two, I must remember God. That's how we have to do it. Do it from tomorrow, Shivaratri, take some nishtha. 2 साल का निष्ठा. 22, 23, 24, 22 से 24 तक. All cut, no TV. No all this unnecessary time waste. Only let me see what will happen. I will die, anyway I will die. What will I lose? Nothing is lost. Let us do the 2 years of tapasya. Do take it up. 2 years, 3 years, 1 year. जितना आपसे हो सके तो कुछ ना कुछ तगड़ा. Not as we were doing so far. More तगड़ा. Where you should feel that you have sacrificed and done. अभी तो फीलिंग नहीं है हमको. Still the mind is craving things and our activities are still little 30% hearted, not 100%. 100%. That मुझे महसूस होना है कि मैं कर रहा हूँ भगवान के लिए, नहीं भगवान करवा रहे नहीं. दैट इज वेरी बिगिनिंग लेवल. एंड हाईएस्ट लेवल भी वही है कि ये भगवान ही कराते हैं मेरे से, करते हो तुम करना, या दैट इज द लोएस्ट एंड हाईएस्ट. बट इन बिटवीन आई हैव टू डू इट फॉर माई लॉर्ड, माई साधना. सो स्तुति स्तवनम मम, बढ़िया. देन आदरा परिचर्यायाम means anywhere there is a chance to serve the Lord, we should have the priority given to that adara. Some of the people in everywhere, in all the temples of India, big temples mainly, there's a queue of list of people who apply for a week or 10 days paricharya. Is it not? Tirumala mein every day or every week group of those jitne bhi hain 500,000 sevaks, they change. Who are they? The grahasthas only, they apply. Then their turn comes after 1 or 2 years, then they do that paricharya with adar. Whatever it may be. Maybe making laddu, वो allowed है कि नहीं पता मुझे. At least seeing that the people are in line and they are sent enough. जो भी voluntary work है, परिचर्या है. In that Meenakshi Mandir, I heard there are some families who take charge and in turns they do paricharya to that mother's temple there. I don't know. Some they are there. परिचर्या में आदर होना चाहिए. Tomorrow is Shivaratri. Do some paricharya to the Lord. Go to any temple and do some seva and come. Not at the cost of our class. Classes तो ये ultimate है. Because in the class only I am telling to go. And if you don't come to class, how will you know what I am telling you? Is it not? Don't be so foolish. Like you work with food and we work for food and don't find time for food. That is foolish. खाना खाने से ही काम करते हैं. भोजन के लिए काम भी करते हैं बाद में. और खाना छोड़कर काम करना बेवकूफ़ी है. Physically. So too, our intellectual खुराक is our class. Without class, don't go anywhere. Okay. So adara paricharyayam is understood. Lovingly you do, not under compulsion. Bring that conscious feeling among so many millions and crores of jivas who got the various dehas are waiting for deha. I got and I got also as a human body. In this human life, in Hinduism I am born, Sanatana. And here I got the chance to do paricharya to the God and the Guru. पता है ये कितने millions of lives के evolution के बाद आएगा? As I told you the other day, there are single cell microbes in our body. Some millions of years, lives back, we were also like that. We went through all struggles and went on working. This life, now we are in this. Not a one day job it is. Millions of lives, every hours were evolving from that. Now, in this, when you get a chance to be able to do Paricharya Paramatma, Guru, can there be any guarantee? Because it's ultimate. Once you save of Guru God, you do, they just open up all the floods of gates of all wisdom and knowledge and experience. And that joy of knowing truth or surrendering to God, you can't put in millions of books also. इतना भी किताबें लिखो, कहते हैं कि नहीं, पूरे पेड़ों को कलम बनाकर, समुद्र को स्याही बनाकर, आकाश को कागज बनाकर भी उस आनंद को, उस भगवान की कृपा को आप लिखते जाओ, कम ही पड़ जाएगा. It is very, very less. Adara Paricharyayam is meaning known, but I'm telling the importance of it. Feel blessed. In the Guru Seva or Bhagavad Seva. Seek it. Whenever chance is there, encash it. And whenever you go to those places, your drishti should be only in the chance given to you and the sincerity of doing. Everywhere we go, our mind is there. Everywhere we go, the people are there. Everywhere we go, in the form of our mind and the people, Maya is there. Don't get caught up in that. क्यों गए परिचर्या? Only on that you focus. In fact, entire life, क्यों आए परिचर्या? Only that you must do. Other than that, anything you get caught up. Anyone asks you also other details, you say, I don't know, because you don't know and you should not know about other things and beings. This is my work, I am doing it. Focus, paricharyaya. Okay? Then we saw sarvangair abhivandana. Sashtanga danda pranama. Okay? That Lord likes it. Sarvangai seva eva abhivandanam, but abhivandanam also. Then comes Mad Bhakta Puja Abhyadika. God and his devotee, they are same. Bhagavat mein this comes at least 10 times. There is no difference between me and my bhakta. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. So, see, me and bhakta are same. This sentence looks to be so great that Bhagavan said, but there is some other sentence which is more unacceptable, as if unacceptable, unbelievable, where Bhagavan says, I am the servant of my bhakta and I am his paradhina. Ham bhakta paradhina, he says. Did you see or not that portion? Bhagavan himself said, I walk behind that bhakta, wanting his feet's dust falls on me. You can't explain those beyond intellect things. Intellectual नहीं है वो. भगवान कह रहे हैं कि मैं भगवान मानकर सबका पूजा लेता हूँ, लेकिन मेरे ऊपर कोई भगवान नहीं है जिनका पूजा करके मैं आनंद ले सकता हूँ. You understand it? Those are the feelings. I'm just saying. Therefore, here, Mad Bhakta Puja Abhyadika. Okay. Whenever those great bhaktas of God, you get a chance to do and take care of them, serve them. There are two types of great people who are very famous limelight mein hai. So they have techniques also, they have management skills also, they have earlier janma punya, and they desired it. They did upasana, puja, sankalpa. For that, they have 1,000 people around them to serve them. But there are, if to one such Mahatma, there are 1,000 Mahatmas who don't have anybody to help them in their own noble deeds. Them you have to hold on to and serve. बड़े महात्माओं को सर्व करने वाले बहुत हैं. बड़े means don't misunderstand. With full faith in you that you are understanding the main thought, I am using these words. There are so many छोटे महात्मास. You be with them. Is it not? इनफैक्ट बड़े महात्मा के बाद हम जाने चांस तो होता ही नहीं. Only millionaires, करोड़पति, they will be there around him. Then Mad Bhakta Puja Abhyadika. Then they are not found in huge towns or they are somewhere in some temple somewhere. some more remote village and all. They are they compose some bhajan, but nobody is there to help them to propagate them. They don't do it for their selfish purpose, mind you. They do it only for the people to know another means for serving the God. उनका पूजा अभ्यधिका. Very good joke I am remembering. People like us should support those sadhakas or jnanis, bhaktas to become so famous so that they can help others. After they become famous, we leave them and we hold on to other people and they will be taken care by others. In what way? I'm putting in brackets. You just laugh it and enjoy. So, Mad Bhakta Puja Bhyadhika. Here, puja means taking care of their needs. As I told you, like our own evolution took such a time, if somebody is becoming Bhagwan's Bhakta, higher than us, he has gone through so many of Tyaga sacrifice so much. Then when we worship them, the Lord Himself says, I am pleased. In Tulsi Ramayana also, yesterday we saw, three times it came when Kagbhushan was telling to Garudaji. That person's Upasana Shakti also comes to us. Remember, when I do Upasana to my Guru, his Upasana Shakti comes to me. It is accepted in Vedanta also. Last Tattvabodh में क्या कहा? हाँ, ये ज्ञानिनम निंदन्ति स्तुवन्ति तान् प्रति ज्ञानीकृतं सर्वम् आगामि पापं गच्छन्ति किन्तु ये ज्ञानिं स्तुवन्ति then अर्चन्ति पूजयन्ति ज्ञानीकृतं सर्वं पुण्यम् आगामि कर्म आगच्छति. So mentioned it is. Bhagavan will be happy. Their punya phala comes to us. And because we are in proximity of them, hmm, that we get continuously charged and inspired. Like you and I, if you are not coming to class to Gurudev every day, who will inspire us to be so deeply involved in our regular study? That's so. But I tell you, all of us in all our previous lives, I cannot exactly say because I am not a yogi and Siddha Purusha, but 100% I guarantee you that you have served some Mahatmas, that their Krupa that you are attending Satsanga Shastra. Not only in this life you may be serving, even for that you might have done earlier life. That highlight is the one which brought us to this situation of life where we have such people around that we have sufficient vairagya and such required things that we are not struggling financially and such availability of satsang that you need not go anywhere. Just put on your computer, listen, सब सुनाई देता हूँ. कोई संतों की सेवा से ये हो रहा है. I am telling each of these things which we said yesterday with little more feeling as well as some explanation and importance. Mad Bhakta Puja Bhyadhika. I gave you logic yesterday. I'll repeat today. If you don't do puja to me, Lord is saying, I will do myself. I take care. I can go to any loka. But if you take care of my bhakta, he will have his devotion grown towards me more. That my Lord has sent this person to help me. Thus, you will be helping him to grow in more devotion. Therefore, I endorse or support you to take care of him more. And as I said, he will become more efficient and have more time to do this Bhagavad Prachar, Bhagavad Anushtan. Is it not? Like how many people have served Gurudev? All of them got that blessings. Everyone in whatever the place they are there, in some or the other spiritual sadhana. Of course, negotiating through their prarabdha and all that we can't avoid. Nobody can avoid prarabdha. बहुत बलियमान होता है. Unless you have total Sharanagati, in one life it won't end. Go through Prarabdha and do your sadhana. Prarabdha, इसी तरह चलता है कुछ 100 जन्म. If that much is there Prarabdha. If you are intense in devotion, you will see that in few lives it is cleared. बस मुझे मुक्ति चाहिए, भगवद अनुभव चाहिए. If that is intensified, that is done only by Shastra Adhyayam. Then he will reduce the Prarabdha or quickly for clear it and he gives mukti. Mad Bhakta Puja Vedika said. Then the last but not least was Sarva Bhuteshu Manmatihi. Don't look at any individual as individual. Look everyone as his expression. And you and I, with this much of study, are clear that in the Atma Rupa, in the Satchit Rupa, in every expression, it is He only. Whether it be a great saintly person, it can be ordinary person, is a lower cadre person, he is a very sattvic animals like cows, etc. The rajasic animals like the tigers, etc. The tamasic animal like buffalo. कुछ भी है उन सब में परमात्मा का अंश है. सर्वभूतेषु मन्मते is the highest sadhana. Anything, all beings, it is His presence. Bhuta mean beings. Being generally we talk about living, but it can be non-living also. We call them as things. Sarvabhuteshu, all living beings, non-living things. Manmati. And in Vibhuti Yoga of chapter 10 of Gita, here also in Bhagavata, we saw when Lord was expressing his Vibhutis, not that all were only living beings. Is it not? He said, Sthavaranam Himalayaha. So Himalaya is not a living thing according to you and me. But in that form, it is me only, Bhagavan said. Srotasamasmi Jahanavi. In rivers, I am the Ganges, he said. So Ganges, though we devotedly worship, but it's a waterfall only, but he says, I am that also. How many Bhagavan gave the names? No, Aidhana Maham Vajraha. Vajrayid मैं हूँ. They are जड़ पदार्थ, no? Punyogandha Prathivyam Tejashyasmi Bhavasau. All this. So that clears us the doubt. Ki Sarva Bhuteshu means even Sthavara Jangama, Chara Achara. Then with prana, without prana. Jada Chetana. Sab me. See me. Sarva Bhuteshu Manmate. That removes your desires towards those things and creates the attitude of service. In serving, we rise above our own Dehendriya Manabuddhi Tadatmya. Then that makes us qualified for the higher knowledge and meditation. Somewhere the Guru comes and teaches, then it clicks to us. In the morning class today, some of you are lifted to that level of deeper understanding about what exactly the truth. I could feel at least two of you in the morning Mandukya Upanishad class who were tuning. That is what the grace means. Where all of us were lives together and you see if also were loitering around only one level of life, even spiritually, are lifted to a notch higher, where our understanding becomes little deeper and subtler, and it suddenly happens at that moment. That moment those are the golden moments. And for that you have to go through all Upanishads and come to the level of Mandukya. वहीं वो आपको टच होएगा. Here also so many skandhas we studied. Now we are feeling the meaning of each of the sadhana that is mentioned, whether it is jnana or karma or bhakti. For us now the life is meaningful, purposeful. The shastra is meaningful, purposeful. The sadhana is purposeful. Earlier it was out of faith, not that much clarity or conviction. Now full of conviction and understanding. Opening up. Sarvabhuteshu manmati. Yeah. Then next one. Madartheshu anga cheshta. Madartheshu anga cheshta. Means all the angas should do the cheshta for the sake of Lord. But instead, Paricharyaya Adaraha is wherever there is an opportunity, occasion, go and do seva respectfully. That's the beginning. Same thing, when it is consistently done, it leads to a next and higher stage. That is explained here. What is that? Madartheshu Angacheshta. Means this called as what we chanted in Veda mantra. Sthiraihi angaihi tushtuamsa tanubihi vyashema devahitam. In Bhakti Yoga 12th chapter, Abhyasepya samarthosi mat karma paramo bhavaha, that is the third sadhana. Mat karma paramo bhavaha. मय्येव मनः स्वमयि बुद्धिनिवेशय निवसिष्य मय्यातोऽर्थं संशय अथ चित्तं समादातुं न शक्नोस्मि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगं तमापि चाप्नोमि अभ्यासेऽप्य समर्थोऽस्मि मत्कर्म परमः. What is what? Madarthe Anga Sheshta means your every movement or utilization of limbs of the body and antakarana are done only for the sake of Lord. To intensify us in this understanding, Prahladadi Bhaktas have told it in a non-positive, different way. Ghumakar. Your tongue, if it is not taking the name of the Lord and doing anything other brabbering, it is like the tongue of Beka Beka frog. If your ears are not listening to the glory of Lord, they are the places for the swamp snakes to stay. Your eyes are not looking at the divine form of Lord. They are like the eye of the moorpankha. In the feather of the peacock, the design is like that eye only. Your eye is as much as that. Looks beautiful, but it is not real eye. Is it not? Your hands, if they are not doing puja of the Lord, what was said? It's like Shavahasta. They are the hands of the dead person only. Even though they are alive, doing every work, but not the upasana of Lord. They are Shavahasta only. So to the feet, if they are not going to Vishnualaya, Narayana, Shiva, they are like the waste only. That way he said. The meaning of it is Madarteshu Anga Cheshta. Sarva Anga, only for Bhagavan Arpana. You understand? If he goes out of the house, only for Mandiram Padakshina only. If he is using his hands only in the Paricharya, Upasana, Puja of the Lord, maybe playing some instruments to please the Lord, इसी के लिए करेगा. And the Vani, only Nirandara Vani, Gunanagatane, Kshanokatayam, as it was 4-5 times came to us. कान सुबह उठते ही शुरू कर दिया भगवान का गुणगान नाम भजन सुनना. Even Naivedyam kept for Lord, them taken as prasad. So this is the highest sadhana. If it clicks ki every anga pratyanga, if you are not used for the Lord, then you is for the world, then you are in the Maya. When you use for the Lord, then they get fulfilled because they are given for that purpose only. Madarthe anga cheshta, not swarthe, not for parartha. From the swartha come to parartha. From parartha to the madartha. Anga cheshta. Very tough it is, but Bhagavan is answering to a question of Uddhava. These are the ones you have to do, Baba. Madarthe anga cheshta. In that madarthe anga cheshta, every profession we do it for the Lord only. Or we take Lord only as our point of profession. Yaad rakho. Any job you do, you can offer salary to the Lord and consider that job also is given by the Lord and I am doing a service to God. But that is not as great as really doing the seva to God. हमेशा ना ये फर्क समझना. Don't always mix up. Sometimes for the Hetivada and Atishayokti it is agreed, but not every time. Don't say कि my office is the temple to me and I am the pujari. That is only Arthavada. But reality is what? Temple alone is temple. Your office is not temple. While raising the position of the office to the temple level, don't reduce the position of the temple. There are Arthavada, like your mother is Jagan Mata, worship like her. You do it, but you cannot raise your mother to level of Jagan Mata, where Jagan Mata is forgotten. There's a difference. You have to be very careful and sensitive there. My friend is like God to me. No, God himself is friend. Friend cannot be God. At a higher level, Pati Pratyaksha Daivam. That is one case. Great. But ultimately, the Pati, so everyone is Paramatma only. You do seva that way for creating all the inner atmosphere. See the difference? In the human life, a wife is told Pati Pratyaksha Daiva. But what about Parvati ji? For her, the Pati is not Pratyaksha Daiva. Then Daiva himself is Pati. She worshipped Lord only to be the Pati. फर्क है कि नहीं थोड़ा अर्थवाद you have to know. Then main thing what he said that should not be compromised. Like people ask स्वामी जी घर का काम काज करते हैं जब कर सकते हैं क्या? First of all, no. Then at least you can do that time. Therefore, yes. Otherwise, you cannot say that my काम करते हैं जब कर. No, you have to take out time for japa exclusively. That is a real sacrifice. Or else, on the name of japa, you create more and more activity, and you are indulging in that only. Later on, what will happen? मजेदार joke मैंने बताया ना उस दिन. While working, while Bartan Manchta, you take the name of Lord. Later on, when you take the name of the Lord, the Bartan will be remembered. सिनेमा देखते पकौड़े खाओगे तो पकौड़े खाते सिनेमा याद आएगा. They have corresponding relation. Interesting. So Mother The Anga Cheshta is explained. Next one is Vachasa Mad Guna Iranam. Important sadhana. Ki don't hesitate, don't feel shy. In this one point only, is only one point. We the Hindus are fully defeated and the others are fully victorious. I am telling this point to specifically convey a point, not with any biasness or vengeance. कौन किधर आया तो मेरे को क्या? The only thing because of which the other religions sustain is those fellows don't even study their Shastra completely. They don't know at all whether it is right or wrong. But somehow, whatever their फादरी फिदरी बोलते हैं, उनका गुणों का वो लोग हिरण करते हैं. And we stupid fellows, we have so many devatas, Rishi Muni, years together we listen Shastra, and we cannot talk with our mouth the guna, the greatness, the grandness of our dharma, of our Shastra, of our gurus, of our avatars, of our own adhyatmikata, our own sadhana and culture. Stupid, useless fellows are in this regard. I thought you feel like blasting only each one of them. Those fellows study Gita and quote it and say it is from Bible. And our Indian stupid Hindus learn all management techniques from Bhagavad Gita, earn lakhs and lakhs crores of rupees. Then the shameless fellows, they don't even say that this I have learned from my Gita. Because secular country and they will remove me from job. I told Swamiji one day, I quoted from Gita. My boss called me personally. He said, don't take the name of Gita. Then leave that boss and job. When you know the Gita helped you, wherever you go, the Gita helps you. You are taking the help of Gita and not helping Gita. Nonsense. दम है तो उस बॉस को लात मार के you start an institute and tell them that all these I have learned from Gita. और कितने लोग हिम्मत है बताओ? Every management gurus are learning only from satsangas of some Mahatma or the other. 90% of them, 95. But how many of them are saying that it is from our Hindu Shastras, from our this Guru? I feel very bad about this in our Hindus. How many of you last 2 years when you have learned so much told that from Bhagavata or Gita, I learned this to any of your children, grandchildren? Very few must be, only once, twice. Out of inhibition or hesitation or shyness or non-conviction or fear. But all those reasons are wrong. You should have guts this. Okay, I have not experimented and fully experienced it, but I fully believe that what is said in Gita and Bhagavad is perfect, wonderful. Vehemently you tell that. Madguna Irana means speaking out. Vachasami mouth loudly about the greatness and grandness of God. And God's greatness is mentioned in Shastras. सद्गुण भगवान के अब गुणगान नहीं करोगे तो that's why we took up our Shakti series about Bhagavan nowadays. Today we saw about Jagannatha, Adi Parashakti. Tomorrow Lord Shiva. How great are each of the expressions of divinity. How many thousands and thousands of stories, leelas we see, in which they have protected the bhaktas. कितना कितना हमारे जीवन में हर क्षण सिवाय उनके कृपा कुछ हो रहा है क्या? वो आगे बढ़ ही नहीं सकते. Please make it a point. I want few of you at least. कि start glorifying our shastras, our avatars, our gurus, our adhyatmikata. Do it strongly. There may be some little bit here and there imperfections are that should not cover all other things. No, so what? No, the other religions, that is what the greatness. How much stupidities they have, they cover it all up. And only one or two glorious things they glorified so much as if theirs is great. We Hindus are our own media people all. They only try to find faults. How many Mahatmas are working selflessly, no? But how many of media people interview them or talk glorious about them? In that biggest work also, they try to look out one or two shortcomings and they try to project it. See, this Mahatma nowadays in Andhra made such a huge idol of his own guru. They're all spiritual only. What is the ultimate truth? We'll fight at in another platform. But the amount of work involved in that, how glorious, how great. But how many of them are really appreciating that? They don't work for appreciation. We don't work for appreciation. That we know it. Who wants your appreciation, stupid fellows? What we say is when you appreciate, others get inspired, no? Relentlessly. How many temples, how many ashramas, how many Mahatmas are working so much? Your 2000 channels will not be sufficient to explain the glory of them. If you go in nook and corner of our nation, how many these Hindus, others are their only specially selfishly religious. We are religious, patriotic, truth oriented, humanity oriented, nature oriented. It's only Hinduism. Pakka. Come, let us argue. I will prove mine. You may prove yours. I say हमारे अंदर है. Go to villages, the temple pujari. He is teaching samskara to the children. Do you know that? In Andhra now, which is most corrupted as regards the Hinduism falling is concerned, there are 600 temples and 600 villages. Mein, everywhere the children are taught bhajan kirtan now. Huge work is going on. But how many of us know it? That's going to bring a beautiful Sanatana revolution in next decade. But yeah, I have expanded the topic. The topic is Vachasa Mad Guna Iradam. Means only sing the glory of the Lord. Mangalam Kausalendraya Mahaniya Gunabdhaye Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvamaya Mangalam. And what are the gunas of the Lord? The Valmiki Ramayana. धर्मज्ञश्च कृतज्ञश्च सत्यवाक्य दृढ़व्रतः चारित्रेण को युक्तः विद्वान् कस्मतस्य कश्चैक परिदर्शनः इक्ष्वाकु वंशप्रभः रामो नाम जनेषुधः all those gunas. मंगल गुणासा भगवान उनका ईरणम go on singing, go on talking, go on telling, inspire people in that. Anybody who is very happy, sukhi, wealthy, rich comes to you or you go. Appreciate, congratulate them, but tell them it is all because of God's grace. So to anybody downtrodden or suffering difficulties, give them all help required. Again toward the end say, you just pray to the Lord, He will take care of you because He is taking care of me also. If I am able to help you today, it is because Lord took care of me. He will take care of you also. If you are devotee of Him, why He will send me? He Himself will come to you. ऐसा उन हर एक बंदे को आप इंस्पायर करना है. Towards everybody should be direct toward the God, the Shastra, the Guru, the Tattva. All of that is possible in Satsanga. Therefore, Satsanga. Vachasa Madguneyaranam. Every point is so powerful here. Because this is a concluding portion of the historical Purana called Mahabharata. At the highest level में भगवान बोल रहे हैं. Peak of his time, he is going to leave this world after a week or so. उस समय भगवान अपने अवतार समापन के समापन दे रहे हैं तो how glorious must be this knowledge in its practicality, in its effect. Therefore, we have to feel it. And among them, at least few of the sadhanas we take up. First we are making our janma dhanya. Okay? The next one I will explain more detail tomorrow. It's a perfect thought for tomorrow Shivaratri. कि मयि अर्पणम च मनसः सर्व काम विवर्जनम. यहाँ से लेकर कल एग्जॉस्टिवली बताएंगे. Then only there is only one shloka more. So मयि अर्पणम च मनसः सर्व काम विवर्जनम. The two ways. Remove all the kamana etc. from the mind. Offer it to me. After offering it to me, again don't expect any kamana from that. That's what? Sarva kama vivarjitam manaha maya arpitam, and then maya arpitam manaha sarva kama vivarjitam. Because when the mind is full of kamana, you can't offer it to God. When you offer it to the God after removing kamana, that bliss is so wonderful, no other kamana can come. But decide that way. Because the Maya will try to trap at any level. That's why in the morning class also, I told you in meditation maybe, even though you are at the stage of realization, still don't take it for granted. Like Atma Samstam Manakrutva. अब उसका न किंचित विचिंतित क्यों कह रहे हो? Because still there is a chance and you have to establish in that. You know, samam praptam na chalayet. अरे सम प्राप्त हुआ तो चालन क्यों होगा? Don't ask me. I am telling you. Na chalayet means do the sankalpa of not doing chalana. Then even if a little trace of chance for chalana is there, which will pull you down, that also is avoided. You know, you have to do precautions. You should not take anything for granted. कि मैं पहुंच गया हूं करके. I'll explain it more tomorrow. मयि अर्पिता मयि अर्पणम च मनसः सर्व काम विवर्जनम. You know, they're beautiful sadhanas, but it won't appeal to us now because our life is at the lowest level of full of kamana in the mana and fulfilling, trying to fulfill them. And whenever they are, whichever fulfilled, we feel we are happy. We are only arthi and kami. We are not dharmic and adhyatmic, no? जब आध्यात्मिक बनते हैं, the sign of becoming adhyatmic is getting fed up of the kamana because they are pulling us away from God. Such one only says, भगवान ये सारे काम क्रोध आदि राक्षस मुझको सता रहे, आप इन सबको निकाल दो, मार दो. स्वामिन आदि किरात मामक मनो कांतार सीमांतरे वर्तन्ते बहुशो मदजुषा मात्सर्य मोहादयः तान् हत्वा मृगया विनोद अरुचिता लाभं च संप्राप्स्यसि. शिवानंद लहरी. Oh Lord Shiva, you are going to hunt animals as Kirat. Why do you hunt? They are there, all animals in my own heart. In the form of the Ahankara, Swartha, Kama, Krodha. If you kill them, you will be more happy than killing those outer animals. Swamin Adi Kirata. Ma gacchamistato girishabho mayeva vasam kuru. Swamin Adi Kirata mamaka manoka antara simantare. वर्तन्ते बहुशो मदजुषः मात्सर्य मोहादयः तान् हत्वा मृगया विनोद. This is how, if you take the reference of all those stories, on those shlokas, all those examples of people from the worst level have become great devotees in one life only. Then you study this, then you will see the meaning what Lord is trying to convey through them. And not in one letter of Bhagavad Mahapurana of 18,000 verses is divineless. Everything is divine, everything is potent, everything is powerful. Every sadhana mentioned is to lift us higher and higher. Get the taste and involve and let us evolve. Then madarte artha parityaga bhogasya sukasya ishtam dattam utam japtam adartham evam dharmai manushyanam udvatma nivedinam mai sanjayed bhakti. Once the bhakti comes, कहा अन्य अर्थ से अवशिष्य. अब क्या है उसके बाद पुरुषार्थ रहेगा पाने के लिए? He has achieved the highest. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. थैंक यू. So in the Valmiki Ramayana, Lakshmana Indrajit संग्राम going on. Just like Ukraine and Russia. I don't know what happened in the discussion. None of them tell me, and you also don't tell me what to do. क्या हुआ बातें